Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a little bit of maintenance on my wife's Jeep Compass. Never seems to really end. I've got about 150,000 kilometers on it. It's a 2011 Jeep Compass, like I was saying. This has the 2.4 liter World engine, so it's the same engine that's in quite a few vehicles. A lot of Chrysler products, the Jeeps. Basically 2.4 liter inline four. So but he's got no muffler. Yeah, I think it's time to change the serpentine belt. This is just coming off the tail end of my other video, which is I did the transmission drain and fill along with both filters. So look out for that one hopefully in the next couple weeks. And yeah, so first procedure is to basically drop the splash guard underneath the front of the vehicle. So you're gonna have to jack the front end up, remove both tires. There's 4 clips, so there's 2 on each side. They're basically push-pull clips. You just pull them out, and then there should be 6 bolts, 10mm heads on them, and that'll actually drop the splash guard, and then you can get at the undercarriage of the vehicle. So if you want to do transmission stuff or work on the belts, you can get at it that way. So like I said, this is coming out of the tail end of my other video, so I've already got the splash guard removed. If you need to figure out how to drop that, you can watch the other video, but for now it's already off. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my jack out. I got to remove the front passenger wheel, because to get at the tensioner, we're gonna have to get up through the wheel well on the passenger side. So we'll get our tools ready and we'll get after it. Alright, so even though we're not messing around with the alternator or anything like that, I do want to quickly go over here and just pull the negative battery terminal off, and then we will have a look at the belt diagram. Alright, so messing around a little bit with this thing. Here's the reason why we're changing this belt. You can tell right down the center of it, it's starting to show a bit of wear. And then right here, look, I've actually got a little bit of a tear in the belt. So it's time for this belt to go. No issues there. Now, the only issue I had is I believe I need a 16mm for this idler pulley. And I don't have one, but 5/8 fits right on there. So this is the pulley here you're going to want to pull this way to give you slack on your belt. But before you do any of that, you definitely need to draw out your belt. Here's the front of the vehicle. So it's going to come off the top here, this top pulley. Or, like here's the crankshaft pulley, right? So, you know, the small ones, basically the rib side of the belt is actually going to be on the accessory, and the back side is going to be on the idlers and the tensioner. So essentially it's coming off the top here, around these 2 small ones, hits this water pump, hits the crankshaft, hits the tensioner, and comes around, like this one's the alternator, hits this far one, and then hits this other idler and comes up. So let's see what that looks like inside. So yeah, comes over inside of that one, shoots over to the outside of that one, and then it also comes down, hits another idler, hits another small one, and then comes down. There you go, that's not too bad of an angle. You know, it's on the outside of these 2. Squeezes up. Squeezes up to the tensioner. Flies over to the outside of this one and carries on. So I'm going to go ahead with my 5/8, get it on here, pull down, and take this belt off. So I dropped the belt down from the top. I got the first two started. I kind of wiggled it this way, caught this top one way up there, and then I had a hell of a time getting this one right here, you know, around and through. It's just a really tight squeeze between the cross member there, the frame, and that pulley. So once I got that, you know, on the outside of this, outside of that one, wiggled up. So the last one I put on was this one. So I took my 5/8 up there onto the tensioner, pulled as much slack as I could, and I was able to get it around this one pretty easy. So I think now what I'm going to do is go ahead and fire the vehicle back up, attach the negative, fire it back up, make sure everything's working, and then I'll install the splash guard and we'll be done.
Keeping high up off the ground, in a haze, in the crowd, we ain't ever coming down, we ain't ever coming down.
Alright guys, well thanks for watching. I wish I could say that was fun, but it wasn't. Definitely easier with two people. I managed to get it by myself, but just, you know, fiddling around for a couple of minutes there off camera, but whatever, we got it on, it's working. Put the splash guard back on. You saw my little zip tie tip, I guess. I've tried different size push pins before and they just keep shearing off, so I just said to hell with it. Reinstalled the wheels, 100 pounds of torque on those. That's pretty much the end for the services for the next little while. We're at 150,000 kilometers, so the next service is pretty much just like the front and rear diff, you know, probably another 50K or so. But if you want a Jeep Compass, a Jeep Patriot, Dodge Caliper, or any other vehicle with that 2.4 liter World engine, you want to consider subscribing. We've got quite a few videos now on the Jeep here, and just your basic maintenance items, nothing too crazy. And yeah, other than that, we will see you on the next one. Take care.